channel, Meaningful Conversations with Mom and Teen. Today our topic is peer pressure. Brendan.
Um, I feel like peer pressure is that uncomfortable feeling that you get when friends are pressuring you into doing or giving you an ultimatum in doing something that you don't necessarily feel comfortable with. It doesn't sit well with your values or your morals, or you just know your conscience is telling you that this is wrong in whatever action or thing it may be. It doesn't feel comfortable, but you're receiving that external pressure from friends, family, from people around you. That's what I
Okay.
feel like peer pressure is.
Yeah. But did you know that peer pressure also affects adults? Yeah, it affects everyone. That's the unfortunate thing with peer pressure. I'll give you an example, especially at the workplace. So, in the past, or my past experiences is, when maybe there's a staff party or something that is being organized by the organization, but because a certain person is not happy with a certain manager or a certain boss, or then they want to convince everyone why they must sabotage the event. Or sometimes when there's elections that needs to be made, and then people want, even if they know that that particular person is not the ideal candidate, so they would try and convince you to actually second that person. Yet they really don't serve their best interest, people's best interest at heart. At heart. So peer pressure really affects everyone, not only teens. But I think it takes a lot of guts or maturity to know that this is not for me, and you walk away from it. Yeah. So I don't know, what else do you have to share with your peers regarding peer pressure?
Well, I'd say at first you have to educate yourself first about peer pressure if you're ever going to tackle it. And I feel like one of the main ways is to recognize what kind of situation you are in. The first and foremost is if you're receiving external pressure from friends or family around you to do something and you don't feel quite comfortable doing, I think you should be able to recognize that first. Then that way it'll make it much easier for you to make the call to act in a way that is mature. That way it alleviates any pressure because because you know the situation around you, and you can easily ask for guidance or for help in this situation, and it will just make you more wise in dealing in situations like these, which will come in the future.
Yeah. So I think from a parent's perspective, or what a parent can do to alleviate the pressure that their teen could be going through. Recently we had a preteen who recently started in high school. It's been quite challenging. So what I've done is I've given myself time to really look into how I can help her, fit in and maneuver her way through the challenging period. So one of the things is to have open conversations with your kids, get to find out what it is that is actually going on. Um, Teach them affirmations. They've got to learn how to affirm, I have a sound mind, I am strong, I am enough. It doesn't really have to take a person coming and saying, you have to do this to stand out. But if they know that I am enough, then they will be enough. They will not be made to feel somehow. Okay, the other thing is to relate to them. Remind yourself of that time when you were starting high school. How did it feel? How did you deal with it? Maybe you can then give them pointers from a place of relatability. Yeah. And just to provide that safety net, knowing that they can talk to you about anything, and encourage open communication. Encourage them to understand that they are important. Work on their self-love and their confidence, and teach them to also be assertive. Be assertive, not be nasty, but just to be assertive. Be able to say to a person, no, I don't like this, and in an assertive manner. So I would say that's what I can encourage parents or guardians to help their teens get through the phase. I don't know if Brendan, you've got anything to add or a scripture to share.
I've got a scripture to share, and this is Psalms chapter 1, verse 1 to 2. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. So guys, what the scripture is saying is, if you see something that's wrong, don't succumb to it. Don't keep quiet to it. Stand up to it. If there's something you don't feel comfortable, if there's something that you don't feel comfortable with, stand up to it. Have that assertive manner, as my mom said. Be able to stand up for yourself and say, no, I don't like this, and walk away. Do not entertain, because as soon as you entertain the thought in your mind is when it will bear fruit to sin, to whatever is wrong. It will bear fruit to it, and you'll have this regret and resentment towards even thinking about it, and it will just lead to regret and anger and frustration. Whereas if you calm down and learn to recognize the situation that you're in, and manage to ask for help, ask for guidance, and you'll be able to tackle the situation in a mature and sincere way, that you'll become proud of yourself, and you'll become an expert at dealing with peer pressure situations, and might even help others getting out of situations like these.
Great stuff. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye.